What's going on, Big Blue Nation? It's your boy Big Blue Steph back at you with another video. This one coming right after this Eagles annihilation of the Giants. Uh, yeah, ain't too much you can really say about this game. You know, going into it, we knew we were mismatched. We knew they were superior on almost every front of this roster: O line, D line, QB play. Because I still don't like Hurts like that, but he plays with such an awareness and such a natural feel for the game. So you knew, the ability to RPO it, to drop, a little pass down, sideline, down the middle, create with his feet. So that's always been a plus for the last year and a half with that dude. Um, Even the running back play, they're getting 100 yards out of Sanders. That dude Scott always makes plays against us, no matter what the situation is. I mean, their second and third string running backs are big assets in the run block game. It's crazy how that is, but yeah, of course they're a secondary, even though they keep taking hits at safety. The D line is thorough. Receivers, you know what it is. And, they didn't even get Brown off this game, which was surprising. But, you know, that left the door open for Devontae Smith to really have a nice day. Once again, Darnay Holmes, I don't want to single anyone out, but, he can't be covering, their top 2, 3 receivers. It just doesn't make sense. But we're short staffed. We short staffed, y'all. Leonard Williams wasn't in there. Couldn't help stop the run, plug the run up the middle at the very least. Adoree Jackson still, about another week or two away. You know, him as our number one corner, which he was really growing into before he got injured. Moreau over second, but I can't even see him being our second for too much longer, especially at least maybe till the end of the season. After that, we definitely got to find some replacements. Upgrades, excuse me. I don't even say we need to replace them. We need upgrades. But yeah, this game is it's kind of crazy how we play the Eagles, and it's always like the weirdest plays. Something always happens against the Eagles, and it's like, what is this, man? What curse that we got that we just can't get off us? Freaking drop kick punt from Gillen or whatever. I mean, that dude, I saw him back in training camp, and I'm like, this is not gonna be a good year for us punting. The dude is just not an NFL punter to me. But you got a big leg, but you can only kick but so much, man. You need that touch. You need a directional punting, which we don't do so much these days anyway. But just work with your team. Whatever. Julian Love. That touchdown that we gave up to Devontae Smith. It's flukish. It looks just like that playoff game between Minnesota and the Saints when Steph Diggs just caught that thing, ran it in, sent them to the championship game, NFC championship game. It was similar to that. You know, Watching it live, I was like, yo, what is Love doing? Obliterate that dude. But I really thought he focused in so much on getting that interception that he didn't even realize that Smith was right there to actually catch the ball. Because it looks like Love was really squaring up for the INT, about to take it out of bounds, going the other way. And Smith came in, snatched that up. Love stumbled out of bounds, and that's all she wrote on that one. That took a lot of air out the team, and you could kind of hear it in the stadium. Just watching the game, you're like, this might be that game, that play that turns the game where we're just like, game over. Gotta say, I did stick it out to, more than midway through the fourth quarter. I heard Tyrod got in the game, so I definitely must have turned it off. Um, Not turn it off. I just ended up switching back to the Cowboys game. I guess down here in Maryland, it was more important to see the Cowboys trying to make a comeback against the Texans, which they did. Texans messed it up. They was right by the goal line and had about 4 or 5 chances and couldn't punch in a touchdown to secure that win. So there goes Dallas driving, and Zeke closes out for him. But It is what it is. But yeah, I didn't really watch the last 6 minutes, I think, of our game. Looks like Hodgkins had a 2 point conversion after good old Richie James catches his touchdown. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We went into this game. We knew we had to be perfect or extra perfect. And that's really hard to do when you're short staffed, short man. I'm coming from work, man. I'm thinking about work already. Gotta be at 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. But yeah, it's crazy to even really get down. I mean, of course, the Eagles. I hate the Eagles. I hate having to hear from Eagles fans. It fucking sucks. But we just gotta deal with it. Just gotta deal with it. Didn't really go into this game thinking, yeah, we definitely gonna win this or have a strong chance to win it. A lot of things would have had to gone our way. We would have had defensively. We know we had to cut off something. Whether it's Jalen Hurts' scrambles, whether it's the running game, whether it's the passing game, something we had to do something. We couldn't let them have everything, and they got everything whenever they wanted. So, it just is what it is. This game really, at the end of the day, didn't mean as much to us in our playoff chances as what next week against Washington will be. I'm kind of glad that, we didn't overexert Saquon, and I pretty much felt that's what they were doing after that first drive. It's like, look, if we can get up early, you know, then yeah, okay, let's push for it. But if not, we ain't gonna overexert Saquon, and just hope that he's ready to go and really be ready to just go off down here in DC. But yeah, this is a tough one, but it just brings the reality into light that we're a couple years away, y'all. I mean, we are 7-5-1 now. We're way ahead of schedule. This year, according to most experts, we probably were only going to be a good like 5-12, maybe. I had us 10-7, but that was real optimistic, and that's before we even filled out our roster. I was just like, we could do this, but realistically, what I saw at the beginning of the season and going up 6-1, I was like, yeah, we're rebuilding. Yeah, we're starting from scratch. We got new ownership, new coaches in place, but we 6-1. Why can't we make the playoffs? And I still think we have a good shot. It's gonna be tough. It looks like Minnesota lost to Detroit. Detroit all of a sudden is not a scrounge. They're not like some scrubs anymore. So that's looking like a tough game. You know, we're less of a tough game playing Minnesota later this year. So I mean, if we take care of business next week against Washington, you don't want to look too far ahead in the schedule. Of course, we got Philly that last game of the season, but that Minnesota game, who knows if Dory's back and kind of can match up with Jefferson a little bit. Kirk is known to crumble late in the season, late in games. That could be a win. The Colts game definitely, they're up and down. Jeff Saturday as a coach, hey, we could probably catch a win there too. So it's tough. It definitely is tough. We've made it hard on ourselves later in the season. Not being Detroit, a couple weeks back really threw some things, threw a monkey wrench in our plans. But I still think we can make the playoffs. And as a Giants fan, and forever being a Giants fan, I will always shoot for the playoffs before I say let's tank and try to get a higher draft pick. Never, because you never know what you're gonna get out of these draft picks. Always try to make the playoffs, regardless. If we have a good enough team, if we're led the right way by our GMs and such, coaching staff, we definitely, we can find talent later in the rounds. Not everyone gets this number one pick, and not always is the number one pick gonna pan out. So, my point of view is keep going for the playoffs until the playoffs are not in sight, and even after that, you still fight. That's always gonna be my mantra as a Giants fan. I bleed blue, and I'm gonna bleed blue through the rest of the season and forever. So outside of this game, I'm gonna turn the page on it. I ain't gonna delve on it too much. I'm pretty sure I haven't watched the post game presser by Daboll, but I'm pretty sure he's, if not today, but pretty quickly tomorrow, he's like we're on to Washington, and rightfully so. We got a lot that we need to, kind of clean up, a lot that we need to really look at, health wise. Hopefully we can get a couple more healthy bodies out there. and just let's try to get this win next week. In the meantime, so I don't keep thinking about this dumb Eagles loss. I really wasn't expecting to get blown out like this. I was hoping we'd be a little bit more competitive, but things had to go our way. But in the meantime, for the next week, I'm a puzzle man. 1,000 pieces. Probably get it done by next Sunday night at that. And we'll do what it do. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Don't let anybody tell us, we can't still make the playoffs, y'all. We still right there. So catch y'all later. Go Big Blue. Catch y'all next week.